Um, your topic here for your presentation was challenges and chances in South Africa for a mining company. What are the challenges?
I think the challenges today, if you want to invest in South Africa, is understanding the political environment. So what works and what doesn't work. You know, they had the mining charter. The mining charter has been revisited. So the old mining charter of 2003 was revisited in 2010. And the mining charter, first of all, dealt with mining rights in South Africa, using it or losing them. And then secondly, the black empowerment. So the second part was probably the most contentious one, is how does this transfer of mineral wealth to the historically disadvantaged South Africans take place? I think you're aware of the 26% transfer of ownership. That was always the plan of government. And that was to achieve at least 15% by 2009, and then that full 26 by 2015. So that was the main issue, I would say, as understanding the political environment in South Africa. Secondly, what I also dealt with, it was nationalisation, the threat of nationalisation. So although it's something that keeps on being raised by the ANC Youth League, the one thing that we've experienced as a Canadian company in South Africa is that it's not official government policy, is that we've even had a minister say that it would not happen in a lifetime, and that was the minister in charge of the Department of Mineral and Resources. And then consistent confirmation by the government that it wasn't policy, that they aren't considering it. But I do think what their challenge is how to get an official position formalized by the ANC that although it was implied by the Freedom Charter, which is a document put together in the 50s, that in 2010 that economic model does not necessarily apply. And I think until the ANC officially says that the Freedom Charter should either be reworked or reworded or something like that, or replaced even, you will find a certain faction of the ANC saying, but remember, this is what our initial plan was based on, our strategy, why have you moved away from it? Mm-hmm. So the threat of nationalisation is not really a threat in our opinion. We did consider the threat. We discussed it with government, we discussed it with officials in government, and consistently we've been assured that our investment in South Africa is not under threat. Bear in mind that we are busy building a mine, but we can also grow the mine. Mm-hmm. And that investment decision has definitely not been put on hold. So there is a distinct possibility of even expanding our investment in South Africa.
Yeah. What are the chances for your company?
To expand the investment?
Yes, in South Africa.
Significant. We've just put the first phase of the company into production in South Africa. That's an average 254,000 ounces per annum, cash cost of about $500 an ounce, 19-year life of mine. We've just put that into production. We had our first gold pour on Sunday. That's just gone past. The next growth in the company, if you have a look at organic growth, would be to possibly either expand the Burnstone mine or then build a second one. Because we own a huge piece of property, we're building a mine on what is a quarter of the current size. So there is a distinct possibility of doubling the size of the Burnstone project. So there's a distinct possibility that we could double the size of our investment in South Africa. The current gold price will allow that, especially when, as we start making money now, we should see improved revenues and the possibility of investment in a further expansion of the mine.